everybody. My name is Denis Parfenov, and this is Adrian Corcoran, and we are Open Knowledge Island. I'll say a few words about Open Knowledge Island, and Adrian will speak about the project on which we've been working on for a while. Open Knowledge Island is an Irish chapter of the global non-profit Open Knowledge Network. We've been established in 2004 in Cambridge, and now we have a presence in over 60 countries around the world. Our goal is we're developing tools, we are helping people to develop skills, to convert data into information, and we're also working with the governments to liberate data. We've crowdsourced highly referenced open data handbook, and if you are involved and have been following open data, I'm sure you couldn't miss it. We are running a school of data, helping citizens to develop skills, to get insights from the data which is collected on our behalf, at our expense, by different organizations. We're building tools. Now, I'll talk only about one of them, which has been mentioned a number of times in the morning session. So, CCAN. How many of you know what CCAN stands for? CCAN is Comprehensive Knowledge Archive Network, and an open source data publishing platform which became technology of choice by the governments and been adopted by over 40 governments around the world. So, for example, data.gov of the United States is run on CCAN. Data.gov.uk is run on CCAN. Also Austrian, Australian, French, not French, sorry, French wouldn't do it. French wouldn't use it. But the European Union is also using CCAN. All we do is open source. The code is on GitHub, so it's not perfect, of course. Nothing is in this world. But like, if anybody wants to contribute, to add and to build on it, it's all over there. We've been running open data census for second year in a row. This year we've looked at the 10 key data sets which are available across 100 countries. And Ireland, you can see it properly, Ireland is ranked number 36 this year. So we're on the bottom of, if you look at the all English-speaking countries, we are not doing great. One thing we've learned in the last 10 years is that the data is only worth doing if it helps someone to answer a real question. If it helps, somebody to live a better life. So we want to empower empower everyone to make evidence-based choices about what we buy, how we live, who gets our vote. To improve the data awareness and to generate the interest around open data, we've been running events in the last 3 years here in Ireland. So people start asking for data, and the governments, yes, and we've been putting pressure on the government through the Open Government Partnership to put pressure on the top, so they are moving and producing and making more data available for use. Yes, and what's important is to make data relevant to everybody, and each and every one of us gets sick one day or another. And when this happens, we want to, and sometimes we need to see consultants, and we want to know where should we go, to which hospital. Sometimes we want to see, we were willing to travel further, but see the consultant sooner. Other people want to wait longer. And to talk about our project, so we looked at the hospital waiting list and the way how to put it online for a while.
Just while that's coming up on the screen there, I'll just put some context here. So I heard some great speeches this morning on data and governance, and it's very interested in the governance thing. My daytime job is just working project manager in IT. Don't really know anything about this data world at all. But I am a project management, and one thing that I kind of learned from the beginning, like Pam I think said, I genuinely want to make our democracy better. I want to make things better. But I'm also a realist. I understand with the voluntary community. I want you to think after like 9:30 at night when you put the kids to bed, would you really feel like sitting down and scraping data out of a PDF document? Like that's the kind of level that this Open Knowledge Foundation Ireland is at. So I know that's one constraint, all right? So when we look at opportunities that we thought could have the most impact, we certainly looked in the health sector. This hospital one came up, but I'm very aware of the actual constraints and the limits of what we could do. But the reason why we wanted to make something, hopefully we can show it, we just need a website, was because we needed a tangible product. Because I know we have a low level of social and political influence, and we talk about all the great things and the theory, but at the end of the day, I know from the business world, like, it's governance. It's somebody at the top has to say, look, make the data, publish it in an open format. That power to do that, we need to kind of generate an upbeat kind of community to achieve that. And I need to show you the demo.
Open.
Just an URL, that's all we need.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's 3 steps to going and looking at the data site. If you're going to look at the National Treatment Purchase Fund right now, if you go into their website, it's not on the screen. Oh, yeah. Where's the project screen? Okay. Yep. So when we do get in there, anyway, the National Treatment Purchase Fund, it's all available in a PDF format. So basically, what the volunteers have to do once a month, we've only did it for 1 month so far, take downloads, I think it's 60 to 80 PDFs documents. After the news at 9:30 at night, copy and paste those PDF documents into an Excel file, put it into a central location, then a couple of us do some tasks of cleaning up the data, creating a data dictionary out of it, and presenting it online. So it was very interesting this morning on the news, RTE News actually did the exact same thing, and they ran a story on the hospital waiting lists. So I just recognised straight away there's 2 separate groups have to do the same task for the data to get the story out. And what we want to do is to just simply make it available one time for everybody. So,
it's a large tool, is it? Sorry about that. Just move to projects and it's here again, is it?
Yeah. Okay, so look, here, just go straight to the output. This is what we created. So the first thing, the absolute painful aspects of putting all the data. We pulled it out of the, this is the National Treatment Purchase Fund. You click in here and there's loads of PDF documents all pushed in, and you can click down through the actual tables themselves. We have to download all that data, and now if you pick any of these here, at least the data for last month, you click on that link and it can be downloaded in a CSV format. So it's an open format for anybody to use. But our goal is we want to kind of be able to have a conversation to say, okay, why are we all doing this separately? Why can't the National Treatment Purchase Fund, who I'm sure we pay in tax dollars, why can't they just publish the data in an open format? They're already doing it in PDF, so there should be no issue with it at all. Then, just as an example and just to hold a conversation, we're not trying to change the world. We know we're only a small organisation, but we can do some small visuals because we can show that that's the trend. If you looked on the website, you'd never jump out at you that that's the trend for outpatient services and whatever, and there's a couple of simple graphs in there. We're not data analysts, we're just showing you what could be possible. All right. Another simple example is, there should be simple graphs here. The questions I would be asking, it was from Galway, or the elections are coming up soon. Why is there such a waiting list in Galway compared to any other hospital in the country? All right. There's some simple questions. It's not our role to go in and ask that. We just want to show this is what could be possible. The actual outcome that we want to achieve is to just simply that the National Treatment Purchase Fund, who have to publish the data on a monthly basis anyway, in 60 to 80 PDF documents, why can you not just publish it in a CSV format, make it available to the RTE, the Irish Times, all the other data journalists, and let people build what they want in it. And just finish now. And the point is, at the end, also we're just showing examples of where we worked with OpenStreetMap, like a simple thing like where are all the hospitals located. I'll just give you some examples. What we would like to do, there's a number of nursing homes out there. It's not exactly clear if there's a central register of all the nursing homes and where they're physically located. We think the Open Knowledge Foundation, working with OpenStreetMap, we could pool volunteers together to do great things, but there has to be a reciprocal step on the other side from, I'm going to call it the HSE or the health data sector, to come on board and release some data, and we work together in partnership. And it's very interesting in your slide about the governance at the top, because rather than running off and creating loads of events and lots of volunteers coming together, that's going to run out of steam. Unless you've got some bit of muscle, make a change at the top, a simple change. And I think there's a lot of value that the volunteers could add to help things. So that's really it in a nutshell. That's all we just wanted to show. And basically just to say, after doing all of that, we have to turn around next week and do it again because the data for April is just being released. But we're prepared to do it. We have a plan to do it for a couple of months because we need a working prototype to have a conversation with anybody. Okay, so now we have a working, tangible prototype. We have a couple of graphs in there. To tell a little bit of a story, I'm sure, Pamela, you could drill down through it and make really interesting stories in it. But the data, we have done our best to check it. It does represent what were in those PDFs for March. When we release the ones next week for April, that's what the data will represent as well. But again, it's not about making us better. What we really want is a National Treatment Purchase Fund to release the data. We would love to have a central list of hospitals, a hospital ID number. That should be publicly available. But yet, rough searching around, and I haven't that much time after 9:30 at night to go looking for that stuff. Stuff that should be just available and easy, it's not. And why not is the questions I would ask. So that's it. That's all.
Just to emphasize that we want to make this data relevant and all data things relevant to everybody who's working on the street. Because I've been attending open data events for the last 5 years, and more or less the same people talking to each other and giving each other the same examples about what's going on. We need to have, people need to feel it, and it should make difference in their life. So our next step, what we're organizing a day-long event on the 13th of June, where we are going to find to research how to link different health-related data sets, and to clean up OpenStreetMaps so we can apply this data to put on the map. So I'll tweet out the slide deck, which didn't work. Technology works in mysterious ways.